Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from whatever you're watching this channel. I'd like to start this session by appreciating you so much for making this channel grow. If you wish to support us, just subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Some viewers have been urging me to talk about this story that has been doing the rounds regarding a judiciary, or rather a judge who was purported to have received 246 million on bribery claims. So this, according to the story, which has been termed as a fake story, is that one of the Kenya Kwanza's agents is alleged to have been involved in that scandal over the 246 million bribe at a hotel in Karen. That story has been labeled as fake. But despite the fact that the story has been labeled as fake, and if I may bring you up to speed with that, with something regarding what the judiciary, the move the judiciary did, is that in a notice that was dated Saturday, the judiciary urged Kenyans to ignore the posts that had been altered, according to them, to resemble the cover of a local daily. And then, in that response, Kenyans were urged to disregard the fake posts and desist from it. So in the fake post, and I'm sharing it on the screen, the fake post says that Isaac Lenola received $1.7 million from Sholei. So that is the fake post, and I'm sharing it on the screen. That is what the Supreme Court, or rather the judiciary, is saying that Kenyans should ignore. And the story goes further to say it was alleged that the incident was captured on CCTV with a story running as an investigative news story. Again, that is something that most people didn't know. It was like an investigative story, something that is akin to what we saw on the Israelis. Remember the story of the Israelis, Talanan, that investigative story, whereby they were exposed, and when someone posed, a journalist posed as a client who wanted their service. So, normally when a client comes to you, like for example me, when a client comes to my and request for my service, I have to showcase that I can deliver. So Talanan and the team showcased what they could do, and the example they used is they used an example of a Kenyan story. That is when now it came to the public limelight that there was interference from international hackers. You remember that story. So in this case again, this story is alleged that was investigative news story. And one newspaper post said, a CCTV footage we exclusively obtained from the Karen Blixen Hotel's car park captures the Supreme Court judge collecting the money in cash from the Uasin Gishu women rep. So that is what the fake newspaper post shared. And that's what, according to the judiciary. And the story goes further to say, while the main reason for the bribe claims was not clear, the fake posts or the fake report claimed that the bribe was in connection with the Supreme Court decision over the 2022 presidential petition. Again, according to this post, it says that the $1.7 million was probably to convince one of the Supreme Court judge to make a decision that was not going to be in favor of Azimio's flag bearer, presidential flag bearer. So this is literally trying to put the Supreme Court judge on the spot as to having been one person who received the $1.7 million bribe. Again, I can't confirm whether this is true. I decided to react to this story because I saw Professor Herman Manyora's post. when he talked about the prospects of judges receiving bribes. These are things that have been talked about by Abed Nasir. Let me correct myself. By Abed Nasir. Abed Nasir has been talking about corruption within the judiciary. And I think if you've been following tweets of Abed Nasir, then you will get the story of the bribes that Abed Nasir have been trying to expose on his X handle. So Amon Manyora also weighed in on this issue, talked about the bribes in the judiciary. So I think this story, if you ask me, I'll tell you that this story, there are a lot that are being discussed regarding the judges taking bribes, on certain court cases. I am not trying to confirm whether this story is fake or not fake, but the judiciary termed the story as fake and asked the people who are fueling this propaganda, according to them, to desist from it, to desist from creating that story, because according to them the story is fake. So we cannot ascertain, again, we can't ascertain whether it's true or not true, but whether it's true or not true, it is just a matter of time before facts come out. You remember, this 2022 presidential election has been full of propaganda, full of hacking claims, full of bribes. The stories that have been doing rounds regarding this 2022 general election, if you were to follow up on the story, utapotea, because the level of hackings, the level of bribery, the level of all this, mistrust has been on a higher level, top notch, if I may refer to it that way. It is unlike the 2017, 2013, unlike 2007, 2002, this presidential election of 2022 should be featured in the Guinness Books of Record as one of the presidential elections that had so many, in fact, uncountable number of hacking attempts or hacking claims and bribery. So the person that has been adversely mentioned here as to be the person who was playing, I think, an agent when it comes to delivery of the bribe. The person that has been adversely mentioned in this report that the judiciary has termed as fake is the Washington Gishu woman representative, who was an agent for William Ruto in the presidential elections and oversaw verification of results at Bomas. So you remember that story? If you were following our last year's analysis, then you could have stumbled upon the story whereby she is adversely named in some of those claims that used to come from the Azimio's faction. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to talk about this thing sana, because it is a very serious case, and it's a case that could be under investigation. But I think Amon Manyora's tweet says that this story is not being investigated, and according to Amon Manyora, he wonders what the JSC could be doing. The story has been labeled as fake. So two things: either JSC doesn't want to propagate this story further, ionekane kama maybe kuna ukweli fulani, because if you start investigating, that means kuna ka ukweli, ama JSC just decided to ignore the whole story completely. So those are two scenarios that could be the case here. So ladies and gentlemen, go down below the comment section there and tell us what you think, whether you think this 1.7 million US dollar labda ni ukweli, kama ni ukweli, kama si ukweli, just tell us below the comment section. And also, I'd like to kindly urge those people who are not subscribed to this channel, please, I'd like to kindly urge you to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and don't forget to share our videos. To those who have supported this channel ever since we started, I want to say here that I'm forever grateful for that support. Without you, this channel cannot grow. So until we catch up again, please stay safe and stay blessed.